What is good, everybody, and welcome back to Team COG here. And today, guys, I am so excited to bring you a Infernoble combo. Now, I've had to run this combo back a few times to get it to work. I don't even take any credit for this combo. It's actually, credit goes to Infernoble Knight Franco, or I'll have everything right here for you guys. He takes all the credit. However, after watching him, I was like, this is actually real interesting because prior to losing Auroradon first, the deck really became a two-card combo deck, right? We just were not able to, one card could not get us anything. We had to always open Oliver. It just made the deck very lackluster. Now, with that being said, we've lost Halq, right? Rest in peace, boys. So you had to sit back and take a look at what Halq and Auroradon did for Infernobles. It's kind of self-explanatory. If you're new to the deck, you might not know, but if you're a veteran, you know that Auroradon provided the bodies. Halq was an essential part of the combo, but it also provided that a playthrough through Isolde getting hit. And what I mean by that is, like, in the current state of the game, or current state before Halq got hit, Isolde got hand-trapped, it was over. Dead, it was over. So now, my man Infernoble Knight Franco, I believe, which we'll call Franco for the rest of the video, I think he came up with something that gets to play through that. It's almost like OG Infernobles, and we get to utilize a lot of new cards from Darkwing Blast, and I am just extremely excited to be able to show you guys this, because it's almost like the deck is back to what it, like, could do. There's a lot of free-form, free roam that you can actually do, different combo lines. I actually plan to take this deck list to my locals on Saturday and test it out with only knowing the linear one-card combo. And then I just plan to just, like, test it out and see and try my best to figure out more and more. Now, before I get into the full part of the video, if you guys want to help support the channel, hit that join button down below and become a member. Supporting the channel directly allows me to have the time to do this, to help give back to you guys, and it's always appreciated. If you guys enjoy the hat, and of course, you guys can't see it, but if you guys enjoy deck sleeves or playmats, check out Imperium Duelist. Use Team COG 10 for 10% off your order there. So now, enough of all the sales stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right in the combo. All right, guys, so here we are. Again, we're just showing Neospace Connector. You know, we all know that Connector rips a card, so technically you can rip 2 cards through this combo if you open Connector, but we're not going to do that. And for the purposes of dueling book here, when we give a token, we're just gonna use the same token. That's exactly how we're gonna do it. So anyway, let's go ahead and begin. So Franco pointed this out. He does a very good job of explaining in his video, and all the explanation he does sound correct on paper, and I'll actually have to be able to test it live and be able to find out if, like, it's not more theory than it is, like, actual evidence. But let's go ahead and start. We're gonna go ahead and normal summon the Connector. We all know what Connector does. Allows us to bring Dolphin. So practically any same thing. 2 cards, 2 warriors, or a good old 1 warrior. I still think this is still the best to play because you get hand knowledge here, especially in a format where you just want to rip and destroy cards. Now, given with Tier Element roaming around, this might not be the best call because you actually have to destroy something. You can't just opt not to, and you destroy the wrong card. They get diffused, they make wind on your turn, you cry. Anyway, so your 2 warriors, we send these to grave. So for hypotheticals, we'll go ahead and special summon out Isolde. It breaks my heart to only have to play 1 Isolde, but I do kind of get the theory behind it. 1 Isolde's all you need, and normally if the first Isolde gets negated, we're not going to be able to make a second Isolde, you know, so I get it. But we're going to activate the effect on summon. Now, if you already open this card, go ahead and grab Gearfried. And then if you already open, like, there's just so many different lines, right? Like, if you already open the cards that you need for the combo in your hand, like, literally, when you get to a certain point, you can just add Gearfried for free. But we're going to go ahead and add ourselves Ignite Crusader and add it to our hand. Because, you know, here on Team COG, we Crusade. So you got to add the Crusader. We just want to use its Pendulum effect. So that's, which of course it doesn't have an effect. It just has, like, you know, so we're not summoning this card. We're using its Pendulum effect solely. Pin best deck. You guys know the drill. So we're going to go ahead and now use Isolde. We're now going to send 4 from the deck. And the 4 that I'm going to send is going to be Metal Silver to grave. We're going to, of course, send the Phoenix Blade here to grave, DDR to grave, and then Living Fossil to the grave. And you'd be like, okay, are you summoning Oliver? No, we're actually summoning Ignis here. Ignis Phoenix, the Draco Slayer, which is a fire warrior, which is actually pretty crazy. So here comes the Ignis right here. And you're gonna be like, okay, so what do we do now? Well, right now is like where this combo would normally be like, all right, we've got to Isolde. What happens if, right now, if Isolde got Asher Imperm? 4 cards in your hand, technically, still, that you can attempt to play with to combo through the Isolde, because it's different than needing a tuner to step up into Halq, in a way. But if you happen to open Ignis Phoenix, send 1, summon out the Fire Flint Lady. Fire Flint Lady summons this all the same. But we're going to send this to the face-up extra deck and Isolde to the graveyard. She's done her job to go to Beyond the Pendulum. Okay, so this is technically Halq in a way. So this right here is very interesting, and I'm not going to tell you, I want to be honest with you, I was not sold on it at first, because I felt like I was really linear in, like, the way old Infernites worked, that I was like, okay, this don't make no sense. But if Beyond Pendulum works with Pendulum, Crystron, Halq was, you know, was a Crystron card, so, like, we just gotta Until Konami gives us like pure Infernoble stuff to be able to do this, we just got to take what we can. We're going to go ahead and declare the effect. As you guys can see, I already have 1200 subtracted. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves another Pendulum. And you're actually going to add the second copy of Ignis to your hand. And if you guys don't know, we can't activate any effects until we Pendulum summon, which is okay. We're going to go ahead and activate the Crusader and activate Ignis. We're now going to Pendulum summon from our extra deck the Ignis that we already used. So here we go. Now after that is done, you're going to go ahead and activate the effect of Ignite Crusader to destroy itself and the Ignis to add a Fire Warrior. Now, if you already opened Renaud, and I don't think you even need to use Renaud throughout the combo. Well, you do, but like, if you open Oliver as well, like you can add something different because Oliver will do the same thing. So like, if you already open Oliver or Renaud, you literally can add any other Fire Warrior that you want, to be honest with you. So go ahead and add this to hand. And since the Ignis was destroyed, you get to special summon from the deck the Maiden. So this is probably one of the only like non-Fire Warrior bricks that are in the deck. So with that being said, like this card, I keep forgetting, I need to get better at this. You want to go ahead and have Phoenix Blade in your hand before you do any of this right here, because you have to have a discard for the Majesty. So when you summon Majesty, you declare her effect, send this to the graveyard to go ahead and add a field spell, any field spell. And if you add Mystic Mine, you're a coward and you don't deserve to be playing the deck. Instead, we're going to grab the Black Guard and add it to hand. Okay, so you guys follow me. Make sure to add the Phoenix Blade before you actually special summon, before you use the Ignites effect and scale, so you have a discard so you can do this. So again, so now we're treading in paths that I don't like, technically. I don't like using the Pendulum stuff, and I don't like going for Black Garden. Black Garden is a brick, but if you open it, I guess you open it. And then technically Majesty's Maiden is also a brick. However, again, if you just Isolde Resolves, Isolde Resolves and the Beyond Pendulum Resolves, we get to the point to where it doesn't matter what of the Pendulum cards we open in our hand, and we can Pendulum summon. We're getting to use that mechanic to our advantage. We're going to go ahead and activate Black Garden. Black Garden is very keen. I think it's why I've grown to like in this combo, is because if you activate it one step too soon, you screw the whole combo up. You just screw it up completely. So now we're just going to go ahead and send to the face-up extra deck this, and to the graveyard Beyond Pendulum to bring out Sprite Spren. Sprite Spren just takes 2 monsters, including a level 2, rank 2, or link 2 monster. We're going to activate Black Garden as Chainlink 2, Spren as Chainlink 1. So we're going to go ahead and special summon a token and give it to our opponent. And then we are actually going to get to dump from the deck Doppel. So you guys with me? So here we go. At this point right here, we're going to activate the garden, destroying this and destroying this here, but I actually can't destroy it because it won't let me do it for whatever reason, to bring back out the Doppel. We're now going to special summon out the Renaud. Renaud is going to declare its effect, grabbing us the DDR. This is not pivotal to the combo. If you open Oliver, Oliver will do the same thing. It's not self-sufficient with Oliver because of having to have the card to pitch, and since we don't have 2 warriors. But anyway, so here we are, right? So you're like, okay, next step, what do we do? Well, we're going to send to grave these 2 to make a level 3. And you're like, sweet, Metal Marcher, but that's not correct, right? Yeah, that is not correct. You're going to actually summon out this straight card from Darkwing Blast, Sorrow Cat. Then Doppel's going to declare, and we're going to get 2 tokens. So Sorrow Cat is just a level 3 Synchro. And I'm so used to links and stuff like that, guys, I apologize. But just a Synchro. It does let you put back a Synchro from the extra deck, from the graveyard to the extra deck to special summon itself. So it's a body that reoccurs itself, which is really good and what gets the combo going. So what we're going to do now is you're going to use the Ignis to send to the extra deck and this to go to the graveyard to go ahead and make Shooting Riser. Riser's effect you're going to declare. You can send any level 4 you want, but since we didn't open Oliver to the grave, this becomes a level 3. 3 and 1. Send this to grave. Send this to grave. Or we don't send tokens to grave. 3 and 1 become Cupid Pitch. We use the effect of Cupid Pitch to go ahead and reduce its level. So now it reduces, it's a level 1. We're going to send this and remove this to go ahead and make Shaman. So of course, Shaman will be Chainlink 1 and Cupid Pitch will be Chainlink 2. So we go ahead and we special back out right here. And then we get to add ourselves our other cat card, which is Cache Eve L2. This card is really cool. I was like, all these bricks and stuff, like the Pendulum cards are bricks, but like at the end of the day, they're really not, because the Pendulum cards let you like summon from your hand. You get the Pendulum mechanic. This card literally says reduce a level 3 or higher monster by 2, special summon it. So like Red Layer, I mean, like if you guys would have looked, we have admitted plenty of opportunities, especially here with Cupid Pitch. Increase Cupid Pitch's level to 7, reduce it by 2. Like there's a lot of free form you can do. So this card is not entirely a brick. Probably the most brickiest card in the deck is Black Garden, but even at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world with Black Garden. We get this, and you're like, okay, what is the next step? Well, we're actually going to use that Sorrow Cat in the graveyard and put back the Cupid Pitch for later. to special summon itself in defense. So right here, if you guys remember, old Infernoble boys, stand up. The Fury French boys are with us. 3 and 2 equal what? It doesn't equal 5, it equals Renaud. We'll go ahead and declare Roland's effect, and we get, of course, 2 tokens. Now, you're going to go ahead, this is where you use the Cache Cat to reduce this card's level by 2 to special summon it here. Subtract 2 from Roland, he's level 3. 3 and 2 equals 5, so you're just going to go ahead and go to Grave and Synchro now, and then you get to use the Garden Rose Maiden to get that Black Garden back to your hand. This is where I messed up. I already recorded this video a few times. I completely forgot about activating Black. You'd want to hold for Black Garden. You don't want to activate it now. It's too much. But you're going to send to Grave this and this to go ahead and make. Now we're going to make our boy Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher is actually going to be able to reborn a tuner. Now, get this, guys. You can reborn Shooting Riser. Dead serious. Read this card. It just says target 1 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it. So here comes Riser back. Now we're going to go ahead and activate the Black Garden. And as you guys know, 3 plus 5 plus 1 equal 9. So we're going to send this to the graveyard and this to the graveyard. And we're going to go ahead and summon out Trishula. So Trishula now is going to rip a card from the opponent's hand. We'll go ahead and smack, since Sprin stands permanently, there's 1 card from the opponent's hand. That will activate Black Garden. Since we weren't able to get rid of the 1 token over here, which I don't know, I'm not a dueling book expert, I don't know why it was doing it, but we're just going to leave that there. So Black Garden will trigger summoning a token. So here we are. So we have Trishula, we've ripped a card, and we have this. Now we're going to activate the effect of Black Garden again to destroy itself and the 1 token here, to bring back out Doppel Warrior. If you guys remember, 7 plus 2 is what? Not 9, Charles. So we send this to the graveyard to go ahead and summon out Charles. All right, we trigger the tokens again, and here we go. You guys are like, dang, that's actually pretty cool. I would agree too. This is all off of 1 card. And the combo steps is almost about equal or the same as what we did with Coltwing and Despot. So now, if you guys remember, since this was made with Metal Marcher, this is a tuner. So we send this to the grave and remove this to bring out Baron de Fleur, which I actually got to crack back and buy one of these cards because there is not a better card you can play with this. I do not think, sadly. I don't think there's another option you can play to another level 10. So you end up making Baron. And then we get to activate the effect of the Garden Rose Maiden. You can banish this to reborn back out the Shooting Riser Dragon, and Riser will go to Grave, remove the token, and now you're able to make Omega. So if you don't want to make Omega, which in this current format I recommend making just because of the just ripping hands is good, right? You can actually make Savage. So you've actually, at the end of this board, if you do Savage, you end on 2 Omni Negates. Charles is going to have the whole soft lock, untargetable, undestructive, and a pop, and you've ripped 1 card from your opponent's hand. That's insane at this moment. But what you can do is we have 2 warriors to be able to banish. You can banish this and Izol to grab this back. You can banish technically another card with the Omega. Then you can DDR back the Omega again and banish 3 cards with Omega. So then your ending board is Charles Baron with 3 cards ripped from the opponent's hand. And the opponent technically will have 3 cards to start, and you're going to be able to negate 1 and all this stuff. And then, of course, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and remember to go ahead and activate the effect of Oliver to go to the spell and traps to equip to Charles, and then during the end phase you get to resolve everything. So in phase, Roland will activate. Go ahead and dump this right here to the grave to add your follow-up, which is going to be Gearfried to hand, and then Charles' effect will trigger, going to grab the metal silver, and then he can equip a Fire Warrior from deck. So you're going to grab whatever you didn't send. If you sent Oliver, grab OG. If you sent OG, grab Oliver. So like this is what the end board really is. This token shouldn't be here. Again, I don't know why DB is not letting me get rid of it. I don't know if it's something in the settings I gotta do, but this shouldn't be here. But this is your end board after ripping the 3 cards, because this will be banished as well. So this is your end board. You've ripped 3, and this is what you got. All off of 1 card. 1 singular card does all this, which is truly remarkable. And then again, if you don't want to go this route, you could actually you could rip 1, go for what is it, Savage, and then like Savage is huge. Savage is an Omni Negate, 2 Omni Negates. They're gonna have 4 cards. They draw for 5. You're gonna be able to negate 2, and then of course people still underestimate what Metal Silver and all this actually does. And Charles will be able to pop something as well. So again, huge shout out to Infernoble Knight Franco. Thank you so much for showing this combo. Again, I don't know if I said it earlier in the video because I got sidetracked. My mind's kind of frazzled. We will be taking this entire list to locals. Now, showcase the list and everything. My list, and then, like, currently speaking, he does not have a list up yet. So I will take what I was able to gather from watching his combo video, and I've put it together. I'm going to take it to locals, and I want to see what we can do here, because this is almost what old Infernobles were, right? we gotta adapt and like, I mean, like just picture Sprenda is like Auroradon, right? There you go. If Sprenda is Auroradon, we're practically in the same boat that we used to be in, and except for this right here was going to be Savage. But anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think of this. I'm a huge fan of this. I like this. I want to try and see all the different combo lines, all the freestyle that you can do, because like this is kind of insane to think about. And this is just the basic 1-card combo. So like when you get 2-card combos in there, you get to like, okay, you open your bricks, you open your pseudo bricks, the cards that you don't want to see but are like, they kind of just make your hand worse. Like you throw in all these factors. Can this deck still perform at this caliber? And that's what we want to do until Konami decides to give us better Infernoble support. And then arguably you could play the one Infernoble card we're getting, Bradamante. Like you could honestly play her because she gets you to Durandal. And Durandal gets you to different things. So I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd showcase you guys. Please remember to check out the Franco's channel if you guys want to watch. He explains a little bit better in depth to me because he's had a little bit more time theory crafting with it than I have. I won't get my full route of testing until this weekend. So with that being said, guys, please remember for you guys to stay safe, stay healthy, support the original channel, and of course, guys, happy dueling.